I forgot my own value. My name is Olivia. I am 29 years old now. I work as a freelance photographer. I really love my job because I capture happy moments. But my own life became very unhappy recently. This story is about a time when I forgot my own value. It is about learning to choose myself again. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe to the channel and watch the next one to learn even more. I was living with Ryan for 5 wonderful years. He was my partner and my best friend. Ryan was always very kind to me. He made me laugh every morning. We shared a small, sunny apartment downtown. I thought our life together was perfect and safe. I trusted Ryan completely with my heart. We always talked about our future plans. We wanted to adopt a dog soon. We wanted to travel to Italy next year. We had a history together. We had deep commitment. I believed in us very much. I remembered the day we moved into our home. Ryan carried all the heaviest boxes. He looked at me and said, "This is our start, Liv." I loved the way he called me Liv. Our routine was simple but good. We woke up together every morning. Ryan made coffee. I made toast. We talked about silly dreams we had while sleeping. Then we both went to our work. I often photographed weddings or small family events. Ryan worked in technology. When the day ended, we always cooked dinner together. Ryan usually chopped the vegetables. I felt very happy and relaxed in the kitchen with him. After dinner, we usually sat on the sofa. We watched old movies or read books quietly. He always put his arm around me. I felt the warmth of his hand. It was a very simple love, but it felt incredibly strong. Ryan always asked about my work. He was interested in my photography projects. He encouraged me when I felt doubtful. He told me I was very talented. I felt seen and understood by him. I felt truly cherished every day. I remember one warm spring evening. We were eating ice cream. Ryan suddenly looked at me very seriously. He said, "I am going to love you forever, Olivia." That memory was very important to me. I stored it away safely in my mind. I believed that love was permanent. I believed we were invincible as a couple. Everything was easy then. Everything was calm. Then everything changed suddenly. It happened about 3 weeks ago. It was very strange. Ryan changed overnight. He became completely different. I did not understand the shift at all. Ryan started coming home very late. He did not call me to tell me he was late. When he walked in, he was silent. He did not look at me. He just went straight to the shower. He did not smell like his usual self. He stopped eating dinner with me. He said he ate at the office already. I started eating alone at the kitchen table. The apartment suddenly felt very big and quiet. I missed the noise of him chopping vegetables. He spent all his time looking at his phone. The screen was always brightly lit in the dark room. He kept the phone face down when he put it away. He never left it unattended anymore. I tried to talk to him many times. I asked, "Ryan, are you worried about work?" I asked, "Is something happening that I do not know?" He always gave me the same answer. He said, "No, everything is fine. I am just really stressed." But he did not look stressed about work. He looked distant. He looked cold. He acted like a polite stranger living in my house. He did not kiss me good morning anymore. He did not hold my hand. I felt a massive cold wall between us. I started worrying all the time. I could not concentrate on my photography. My chest hurt with anxiety every morning. I started asking myself terrible questions. I thought, am I not good enough anymore? Is he going to leave me soon? What did I do wrong to make him change? I started crying. Silently in the bathroom mirror every night. I needed him to talk to me, but he never did. The silence was hurting me very deeply. I started trying harder to fix him. I thought maybe I was the problem. I tried to be the perfect girlfriend again. I cooked all his favorite meals. I bought a new dress that I knew he liked. I offered to give him a back massage. He just took the food without comment. He did not notice the dress. He politely declined the massage. He was still the cold wall. Nothing I did made him look at me the way he used to. Nothing made him laugh. One Tuesday evening, it was raining hard outside. I was sitting on the sofa next to him. He was scrolling quickly through his phone. He had a small, private smile on his face. I knew that smile. It was not for me. I decided I needed to try one more time. I gently moved my hand towards his knee. I wanted to feel his skin. I wanted to feel a connection. He immediately jerked his leg away from my touch. It was a fast, involuntary movement. It was very small, but it felt like a huge slap to my face. I stared at my hand floating in the empty space. I felt a very intense shock. I thought, he does not want me near him. My breathing became very shallow. I thought, I cannot live like this anymore. This silent rejection was destroying my self-esteem. I was becoming an insecure version of myself. I realized I was begging for his attention. I realized I was begging for basic kindness. I felt the panic growing quickly inside me. I whispered his name, "Ryan, please look up now." He let out a very loud sigh. He rolled his eyes slightly. He kept his eyes locked on the bright phone screen. He said with a flat voice, "What, Olivia?" "I am really busy right now." That word busy, it broke something important inside me. He was too busy for the woman he promised to love forever. He was too busy to show respect. This was the exact turning point. I stopped fighting for him. I started fighting for myself. I realized I was losing myself completely in his emotional darkness. I was losing my confidence and my peace. I was going to lose my whole identity. I was sacrificing everything for a man who was emotionally absent. I looked down at my hands. They were shaking slightly. I remembered the old Olivia, the happy photographer who trusted her instincts. I miss that version of me so much. Ryan's silence had taken too much of my inner strength. His indifference was slowly chipping away at my soul. I needed to stop the destruction immediately. I needed to focus only on my own breathing now. I needed to choose myself first. I stood up from the sofa very slowly. I did not look at him again. I walked into our bedroom with sudden purpose. I opened my large camera bag. I started carefully packing my essential photography gear. I was going to leave for a while. I was going to find my old focus again. I was going to remember my own worth and my own talent. I was not going to beg for crumbs of affection anymore. I was going to take back my quiet strength. I was going to be strong only for myself now. I closed my suitcase zipper firmly. I was ready to leave the darkness behind me. I was ready to change this difficult story immediately. I was choosing freedom over pain. I walked back into the living room. Ryan was exactly where I left him, still on the sofa, still distant, still scrolling. I stood directly in front of him. I needed him to look at me now. My heart was pounding like a drum. I felt cold but very steady. I did not ask the question, "Why are you doing this?" I did not ask about his phone or his cold heart. I focused only on what I deserved. I focused only on respect. I spoke clearly and slowly. I said, "Ryan, I am not asking why you changed suddenly." My voice did not shake at all. It was a firm new voice. I continued, "I am only telling you this one thing. I deserve respect in this relationship. I deserve honesty. I deserve communication. I deserve simple kindness." He finally lifted his head slowly. His eyes were flat and totally cold. He did not look sorry or ashamed. He just waited for me to finish speaking. He did not offer an explanation. I looked directly into his cold eyes. I said, "Your sudden silence and this indifference is actively hurting me. You do not have the right to treat me like this. I know my own value, Ryan. It is not dependent on your unpredictable affection. I am going to leave our apartment for a few days." I saw a small flicker of confusion in his expression then. "I need space to breathe deeply again." I told him I needed time. I needed quiet. I needed to decide my whole future. I walked to the entrance table and grabbed my camera suitcase and my car keys. I walked out the apartment door very quickly. The hardest moment was closing that door behind me. I loved that apartment, but I realized I loved myself much more than that place. I drove away quickly into the rain, tears streaming down my face. I was crying, but I felt a small, powerful feeling of freedom beginning to grow. I was starting my life over completely. I stayed with my older sister for 1 week. Her apartment felt very safe and warm. I focused entirely on my photography work. I started editing old photos again. The camera felt wonderful and familiar in my hands. I started remembering my own talents. I remembered who I was before Ryan became distant. I was a person with ambition and real skills. Ryan called me only one time that whole week. I saw his name on the screen. I did not answer his call immediately. I needed to protect my new boundary. I needed to keep the distance safe. I learned a very powerful lesson during that difficult week. My worth is not tied to someone else's mood. My value is fixed and permanent. It does not change if a person is suddenly cold or suddenly warm to me. I understood that true love must always include respect. Silence and constant indifference are never a sign of respect. They are simply a sign of selfishness. I realized I was trying desperately to love the old Ryan, but the old Ryan was completely gone. The person standing there was a stranger. I knew I was going to keep focusing only on my own growth now. That was the most important commitment I needed to make. I was stronger than I ever thought possible. I was going to be completely okay on my own path. Self-love is the very first and most necessary love we all need. I learned to choose myself above all uncertainty. If you liked this story and want to learn more, subscribe to the channel and see the next story.